First of all, I would like to thank Ankit and your team for doing this beautiful job. Car color is looking more shinier, brighter.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have with us the Ioniq 5, which is almost a 50 lakh worth Hyundai. And honestly, before I saw this car in person, I thought that may be a little excessive to spend on this kind of car. But when you see this car in person, honestly, without that Hyundai badge there, if you actually badge it as a Tesla, this car looks really good and looks very huge in person. Honestly, I don't think photos do justice to this car. It's got 20-inch alloy wheels, which are really huge. You don't even get that on a Fortuner. But this car is amazing, whether it's inside or out. The way the design is, I really like it. It's very futuristic, and this car is very fast. I just drove it yesterday. Shoots faster than a rocket. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about the car. We're here to do a PPF on this car. Now, people think white gadi PPF karna chahiye and nahi karna chahiye. That's a very asked question by us. And yes, white gadi pe aapko karna chahiye, but you should always go to the good brand, not with cheap TPH films. So if you use a good TPU film and you relatively take care of your car and don't park it too much in the sun, yes, PPF is a good option to go with to protect your white color also. Now on this car, the first thing we're going to be doing is a full decontamination wash, because like you can see, delivery ke time pe काफ़ी ज़्यादा scratches आ गए हैं because Hyundai ने पोंछा हुआ गाड़ी को, so got fine scratches. तो हम उसको निकालेंगे in the paint correction stage, and after that we'll apply the PPF. So from start to end, you see the entire process of how we take this car from here to the final. अगर आपको पेंट करेक्शन ताकि आपको अगर PPF अपनी गाड़ी में बिठाना है, आपको स्टेप्स पता होने चाहिए कि start to end what all we do. So let me just show you around the car a little bit of the most liked things about the Ioniq 5 that I like. Now if you see, the lights are hidden inside this, which when the lights go off you will not be able to see. So this is a really nice thing here, which is that the lights look really nice. They're all squarish. There is no element of curve here, which you normally see on Hyundai. It's very square, straight kind of lines. I like you don't need any grills here because it's a battery car, so there is no radiator as such, so everything can be flat in the front. The silver looks very nice. This is a matte silver which is there. That looks really nice in front. So when you come on to the side and you look at the tires, this is pretty much just a whole block. You can't even see through and through to the calipers. We thought we'll paint the calipers, but you can't even see the caliper from here. This is plastic, but the rest of it is just solid, and this design looks really nice. And the entire design makes the whole alloy look very big because it is pretty much, it's not see-through. So the tire looks even bigger. It's already 20 inches plus that design, so it looks massive. Now when you come onto the side of the car and you unlock the car, this is a really good feature. The handles pretty much pop out, which is really nice. And this door is very heavy. And yeah, if you're not used to heavy doors, this will require a little effort in the beginning. So as you can see, the interiors are very clean. You don't even have an entire center tunnel here. This is all empty. So there is complete amount of space. So this is a little what you need getting used to, because normally cars pretty much just have the entire center console coming up all the way till here, and the tunnel is always there. But in this case, it's empty, which makes the entire thing seem a lot more roomier than it is. As you can see, the display is pretty much what you'd like get in the Creta also. This kind of reminds you of that, but very simple dash. I really like the way this is very simple, clean. There's not too much going on here. You have two cup holders here. You've got chargers everywhere, and honestly, a lot of space to store. Just look at the amount of space you have in the center to keep stuff. There's a lot of space here. You've got cubby holes there, here, the entire section. And I also like this to keep your phones. So yeah, this is nice. And the armrest, by the way, is really broad and good. I really like that. So overall, a very nice place to sit. And I like the drive mode, the way the small button is here. And this also changes the drive modes that you're in. But the biggest thing that I like about this is the way this sunroof opens. As you can see, it splits from the center and opens up, and it is massive because it's all the way from on top of the driver all the way to the back, which looks really nice. So yeah, overall really impressed with the entire interior and the simplicity of it. By the way, this feels like it's fabric, but it's not actually fabric. It's like a plastic material, but it's made to look like this is fabric. So yeah, you kind of get your money's worth when you're paying 50 lakhs in this car. So yeah, with the first process that we're going to start with is the decontamination wash. So let's get right into it. Really looking forward to working on this car because this is one of the first Ioniq 5s that we're working on. So yeah, hopefully this car comes out looking a lot better than it is right now, a lot glossier in white than it is right now. So let's get started without wasting any more time. So now, like you saw, after the decontamination wash, we did do the paint correction in order to get out a lot of fine scratches. So paint correction, as you can see, is the second stage that we did after the decontamination wash. This is very important because जैसे आपने start में देखा यहाँ पे दाग था, which was probably done with either haldi, so that stain got absorbed into the paint. Now we needed to sand that little section and then do paint correction in order to get that out. So if you have a white car, avoid putting the puja marks on top of the bonnet. You rather do it on a wet tissue and then do that, because if it gets absorbed into the paint, sometimes it might not come out. So always be very careful of that, or do it on the chrome grill part or anywhere else on a plastic part, but not on the paint, especially with white cars, because the stain might get left. Now there were also tar marks on the car because possibly the car might have been out and thoda chal ke bhi aayi thi gaadi. So that's why there were little tar marks which we've taken out with the paint correction. So very, very important. You can't skip the stage. You can't directly take a car, wash it and put PPF. This should be done in order to give it a little better gloss and to make the paint perfect, because एक बार PPF install हो गया गाड़ी पे, you will not be able to access the paint anymore. So always make sure whenever your car is getting PPF, this process is done for sure. So now we move on to the next stage, which is the application of the PPF onto the paint. So as you can see now, after the paint correction, we're doing the entire PPF application process in our closed room. You should never do PPF in an open space because there could be a lot of dust and other contamination that comes and sits under the PPF. Hence, you always need to do it in a closed booth like we're doing right now. And the booth also has a coating so that any dust that's flying in the air gets attracted towards the walls, so that when you're doing the application, there is absolutely no dust that sits under the PPF. And in white, that becomes even more important, because if there's anything that goes under it, आपको साफ साफ दिख जाएगा. So very important to always do it in an enclosed space or a booth so that you get the most perfect finish. So guys, we're finally done with the car. We've shown you start to end what all we've done. So we finally did the entire car over the period of about 3 to 4 days, and yeah, well, the car looks amazingly white now. Is it looking better, Abhi?
Yeah, sure.
But white
Color
is
is looking more shinier, smoother.
The white is looking whiter.
Yeah.
So yeah, people think you shouldn't get your white cars protected, but you definitely should. ताकि stone chips कुछ भी हो सकता है. So it's always good to have a layer of protection on top of the paint. So how did you like the car and the overall thing? You can tell everyone.
First of all, I would like to thank Ankit and your team for doing this beautiful job. As I said, car color is looking more shinier, brighter. Now after looking at this car, it all seems to be worth it. And yeah.
So that's all. We're capping off the video with this and enjoy some aftershots. You got some great shots of this car, so enjoy those. And yeah, you enjoy all the people who look at this car, because this car gets a lot of attention on the road wherever it goes. So yeah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
watching.